Welcome all. It's time for another exciting edition of the show with no name, and we are on Vaughn Radio. Everybody get on board because it's time for liftoff.
T-minus 10.
Come on.
9, 8.
Countdown
7,
with me, folks.
6, 5, 4.
I need everything
3,
you got.
2, 1.
Here we
0.
go.
Ignition.
Come on.
Liftoff.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yes.
Get ready.
There it is.
Hold on to your hats.
I knew it was coming.
Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. Get ready
For the ride of your life.
The show with no. It's show with no name time.
On Vaughn Radio. Welcome, amigos. Welcome one. Welcome all. You ready to rock? I hope so. You better be. Más te vale. You better be ready to rock. And not just right now, but 24/7, 365. That's right, because you can listen to Vaughn Radio all day, every day. All you have to do is download our free Vaughn Radio app, and you can tune in wherever, whenever. You can make things a little bit less tedious, right? So if you're waiting, you're in the waiting room at the doctor's, and you're waiting to get some resultados. Nobody likes that, just in case. Well, you can make it just a little less tedious by bringing Vaughn Radio along with you. And who knows? You might even learn something. Hey, I hope you're learning. I mean, yeah, we're laughing. That's half of it. But also, folks, we are learning. Not just you, the teachers as well. And remember, you can interact with most of the programs here on Vaughn Radio. So get the full experience and make sure you are following us on social media. And then this way you'll know everything that's going on in the Vaughn Sphere. La Esfera Vaughan, the Vaughn Sphere. We've got special deals. I mean, we've got content every day. I know I post content every single day. And we've got upcoming events as well. I mean, a lot of stuff. Let's put it this way. If you're not following us, you are missing out. And speaking of events coming up really soon, it's right around the corner. It's Richard Vaughn's Trivia Night. Guess who's hosting our upcoming Vaughn Radio Trivia Night?
My name's Richard Vaughn. It's a real pleasure to meet you.
You guessed it. None other than the one and only Richard Vaughn. Join us on Wednesday, December 13th at 8:30 p.m. We're gonna have fun. We'll laugh. We'll play. You'll meet your favorite Vaughn Radio presenters and your fellow students. And there are even prizes for the winning team. So don't miss it. Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. Hosted by the one and only Richard Vaughn. Wednesday, December 13th at Roll Madrid, Calle de Amaniel 23. It's going to be tons of fun. I hope you guys can make it. I'll be there. I'm going to be there, as we say in English, with bells on, con muchas ganas. And wow, I've got to say, we have had so many people that have participated so far. Yeah, I mean, we still have one day left. And so many of you have participated so far, and I'm very proud of you. And what am I referring to? I'm referring to the question of the week.
question of the week.
That's right, amigos. It's the question of the week. Now, this is going on tomorrow, so you've got you've probably got 8 hours. The end of the work day today. You've had 2 weeks for this one. So if you didn't get it in, I don't know what to tell you. But to those of you who did, and I'm talking about Carmen, Laura, Maria Jose, Mario, Marisol, Kubla, David, Elena, and Nuria. What can I say except looking forward to hearing from each and every one of you tomorrow. And if you want to participate, you've still got time, but get on it. Why did you put it off till the last minute? Oh my God, it just sounded like my mother. Don't put it off. Do it now. Do it during one of our commercial breaks here. I want a 1-minute voice message, really easy to do. It's never been easier. You grab your phone and obviously put you don't want to be like eating the phone either, and you don't want it far away, and you don't want to do it in the bathroom. Use common sense and send me a 1 minute, around a minute. That's a guideline, right? It's más una pauta. So it can be 50 seconds or it can be 1:15. Don't make it 3 minutes. Don't make it 2:20, because now it's like, wait, you doubled it and then you went further. So you should be able to express, because I don't ask you to express. Usually I ask you to express one thing. So when do you feel the most alive? Now, you could go on a tangent and say, I feel the most alive when I'm skydiving. I feel the most alive when I'm snowboarding. I feel the most alive. Or you could just concentrate on one thing that really makes you feel alive. And this week, I have thought long and hard about my answer. Long and hard. And I think you guys are going to like it. And those of you who have participated already, excellent job, wonderful job. I've listened to all of them because I post-produce them just to make sure the audio levels are okay. And sometimes as well, you guys don't realize it, but it's no big deal. I don't mind. When you send me a voice message, you hear the click of when you hit the button on the phone and when you hang it up. When it hit stop, the record button, you hear at the beginning and at the end. But no problem. I can take that out, and it's easy peasy. And by the way, guys, I want some feedback. Yesterday, you heard our third lesson with my daughter, Lara. We were cooking some tuna steaks. I'd love to hear your feedback. I told her, too, yesterday when I picked her up from school, I said, you were on the radio, the section, because she doesn't get, she knows that we're talking. She knows I'm recording it, but I kind of explained to her, I'm like, the students are going to hear from you today, and they're really proud of you. They said you're doing a really great job. She goes, they know? So I don't think she gets it completely, but thank you so much for the feedback. The new section is called Learn with Lara, and it's just me teaching my daughter in a natural way. It's basically tranche de vie, as we say. So tranche de vie means slice of life. It's a kind of filmmaking where there's not really editing. I don't edit, really. That's why in every episode you'll notice, we'll play a game here, spot the poopy. What? Well, in every episode she says caca or pis or pedo at least once. She's at that phase in her. I get it. I was there. We were all there. She'll get over it. But right now I'm like, good morning. What did you have? Or good afternoon. What did you have for lunch at school? She goes, poop or caca. I'm like, oh, great. Excellent. All right. So if you'll notice, I always have to steer her away from poop, or else every conversation will be about poop. So that's where I have to be creative and be like, oh, poop. But what about bird poop? Is bird poop brown? No, it's white, isn't it? That's weird. Why do you think, and then and do you like the color white? I just try and get away from poop. And she just keeps trying to bring me back in. Now, if somebody's tuning in right now without any context, you are probably flabbergasted. All right, well, folks, we've got to move on. So right now it's time for today's pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. pop quiz. Sing it with me. Pop quiz. I can't hear you. Yeah. I know the technology doesn't work that way. All right, well, I'm still going to try. Ready? I want to hear it. Let's go. Everybody, you know what it is. Here we go. Pop quiz. There it is. Give me the next one. Pop quiz. All right. Good. Now I can hear you. See? It does work. If you put your mind to it. Of course, my amigos, it is the pop quiz. And today we're going to be taking a look at something from one of my books. That's right. This book is The Milk 2. This is not my second book, even though it's the number 2 there. T-O-O, it's a play on words. It's the second in the Milk series. So there are 3 books in the Milk series. You've got this book is The Milk. This book is The Remilk, which has now officially become This Book is The Milk 2. And you can pick it up at Von Tienda if you're in Bilbao, Valladolid, Zaragoza, Barcelona, Valencia, Santander, Vigo, Madrid. Stop by. Pick up a copy of This Book is The Milk 2 or any of our wonderful materials. So if you're looking for materials, Christmas presents, that is vontienda.com, vontienda.com. And if you're looking for information about courses or you just want to find out a little bit more about what we do, I recommend you follow us on social media and you also check out our website, which is grupovon.com. And speaking of grupos, we've got a special deal now on Von Groups. Do you know about Von Groups? Well, I'm going to tell you all about them. They are group English classes that you can do via video conference or in person. And the good news is you can start whenever you want. And you can keep the same timetable, teacher, and classmates throughout the whole course. And the best part, there's no strings attached. Sin compromiso. And if you act now, you can get a 5% discount for paying up front. And if you stick with the course for 6 months, you'll get a 50% discount in June. Wow, what a deal! As if you needed more reasons to learn English with Vaughn. Check out our Vaughn Groups. Have fun and make friends as you learn English. Sign up now while there are still spots available. Call us 911-385831. Or you can go to our website, grupovon.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media and find out if Vaughn Groups are for you. That's right, amigo. Groups. You can find out if it's the right option for you, folks. All right, well, today we're going to take a look at something from This Book is The Milk 2. And if you have the book, you can follow along. It's also called This Book is The Remilk. It's a book that I did, a series of books, a trilogy that I did with my good friend Damian Moya. He's also Barrancas in El Hormiguero. And this is the audio. I'm going to just play a little clip of the audio that you can get with it. Remember, all our Vaughn materials come with audio, which I think is absolutely necessary. I mean, it's really important to have audio because this way you can hear the way it sounds. And we know the importance of that in English, because in English, the way something's written has nothing to do, absolutely nothing to do with the way it sounds. So it's key, and we know that at Vaughn, and that's why if you go over to vontienda.com or you get our materials anywhere, you can get them at Amazon, at Casa del Libro. Just remember, in the first couple pages of the book, you will have it tells you 3 steps. Cómo descargar el audio. And then there's a website, and it's audios.vontienda.com. and you create an account with your email address. And this way you can have your whole collection there. So it's on our server, but you can also download it too if you want to take it on the go. And then it'll give you a code. Each book is associated with a code. And then you punch in that code, and voila, you have access to all the audio. And this way you can follow along. You can use it with the, you can follow along or not. You can just listen to the audio. So again, it's if you're looking at the book and reading the text, great. But if you're not able to, well, the audio, I'm sure you're going to learn something from that as well. So I'm going to play a little clip from This Book is the Milk 2. This is chapter 11. Here's a little audio. And then afterwards, I've got a challenge for you.
Alberto, do you know what time it is?
It's beer o'clock.
Yes, sir, it is. It is indeed.
I like how you use the indirect question. Bravo, buddy.
Thank you, Alberto. Yeah, it's very, in fact, do you use it very often, or is better to use the direct one?
Do you want to be polite or impolite?
Well, sometimes I want to be polite, of course.
Well, especially if you're asking somebody for something, you want to be polite. So solemos usar, yo nunca me acercaría. I would never go up to somebody and say, what time is it? Where's the subway?
Yeah.
I would say, do you know what time it is? Y cambia. Lo que pasa, la indirecta coge la misma estructura que la afirmación. Do you know what time it is? It is 11 o'clock. O sea, su respuesta va a ser la misma estructura. Do you know where the metro is? The metro is 2 blocks away. Y podemos poner, do you know? I have no idea, porque ahí no es pregunta. I have no idea where the metro is. Deja de ser pregunta. So it's always better to be more polite, especially when we're in a city where we don't know people and we're asking for directions or information.
Okay, now ask me for a direction, but in the most polite way you can, please.
Pardon me, sir. Would you mind telling me where the closest library is?
Beautiful. What about this one? Excuse me, sir. You wouldn't happen to know where the metro station is, would you?
That's excellent. Y has usado question tags. Damián, are you showing off? ¿Estás presumiendo? But you should show off. Ojo, yo le digo a mis alumnos, show off your English. Absolutely.
Yeah. Always, especially if you're drunk. That's the right moment to do it.
What about that age-old myth, milenario, that age-old myth, and that says, oh, I speak English better after a few beers?
Yeah.
No, you lose your inhibitions and you lose your fear of speaking, but it doesn't mean you speak better.
Yeah, but it's a very important thing to do, to forget about shyness.
Yeah.
Just get rid of it, because it will never help you. If you make mistakes, listen to me. I'm always making mistakes, even recording with Alberto, and I shouldn't, but still, just do them.
Damián, I make mistakes in English. Why?
No way.
Well, I don't mean grammar mistakes. I get tongue-tied. I'm speaking quickly. My mind is going in. You know it in Spanish.
Yeah.
¿Que dices todo perfecto cuando hablas español?
I don't.
¿Te sale cada frase como has querido?
No,
has
never.
Dicho, eso ha sonado de culo.
I wish.
Pues nos pasa a todos, a lo que digo. Ahora, si no vas corrigiendo los errores que cometí, that's when I start to get upset.
Yeah.
But making mistakes is part of the process. English is a breeze. But I think, you don't have to drink alcohol to speak English, to loosen up.
Okay, breeze. Let's talk about it, because there is this drink, breezer.
Yeah, breezers. What are they? They're like wine coolers, right?
Kind of, yeah.
It's like this carbonated, fruity. You get really drunk. It's like rebujito. You have a couple and you're like, whoa, what just happened?
It's like just a drink, because it's already mixed up.
Yeah, sure. We call them a lot of these. They're very popular, much more in the United States than in Spain. These wine coolers, these breezers, and it's just like alcohol mixed with very fruity stuff, and it goes down real easy in the summer.
Yeah. So let's talk about the pronunciation of breezer, because that Z is complicated for us.
Yeah. Yeah. I always tell my daughter when we're looking at these words, because we pronounce words, la abeja.
Yeah.
So, y hasta palabras que no tienen Z suenan así. Fácil.
Easy.
Fácilmente.
Easily.
Muy bien. Facilidad.
Ease.
Muy bien.
Ease. Complicated.
It's not complicated. I tell my students, once you can make the sound once, you can make it a million times. It's a breeze, que significa pan comido.
Okay. What about Bloody Mary? Because again, blood. Why is it blood and not blood?
Well-
Blood.
Well, it's blood. That's how we pronounce it, like flood, inundación. So, and the verb, do you know the verb?
To blood.
To bleed.
To bleed. Exactly.
Is bleed, bled, bled.
Yeah.
And the British love this word because they say bloody like maldito.
Yeah.
Mate, he's a bloody bastard.
Bloody hell.
But hey, you know, I always tell people it's one of the greatest places to mingle, mezclar, con nativos. In Madrid, we're very lucky. There are tons of Irish pubs, and they are full of, where do you think the guiris go when they come to Madrid to watch the footy on the telly?
And the footy on the telly. Crazy.
They go down to the local pub for a couple of pints of lager, mate.
you nail it, huh?
Bueno, esto de hablar idiomas va de imitar. Quiero que intentéis siempre imitar lo que oís.
Okay, the last one. We would say in Spanish, Mountain Dew. But how do you pronounce
Lo has dicho demasiado bien. Mountain.
it? Mountain Dew.
Mountain dew.
Mountain Dew.
Dew suena como hacer, que es rocío.
El rocío de la mañana.
Mountain Dew, right. But also, it was this illegal liquor. También Mountain Dew era moonshine. Este licor que se hacía en mis tiempos. Ahora no, ahora es el refresco. Pero en aquel entonces, Mountain Dew was like moonshine.
Como el
Es
brillo de
un-
la luna.
No,
don't
lo
know.
llaman este
Como el
licor casero.
Sí, como el licor café de Galicia.
You know those ones. Stay away from the Mountain Dew in general.
Nice. That's a nice thing to know.
That's right, folks. That is right out of this book is The Milk 2. I hope you found it entertaining and I hope you learned a little bit too. All right, well, I've got a challenge for you. As always, 3 challenges. We talked about some polite, indirect questions, and I've got 3 very polite, indirect questions. Why? Well, we are all well-mannered. We are polite people. We aren't impolite. We aren't rude. So we prefer to be a little bit more formal, especially when we're in a city where we don't know anyone. So I've got 3 questions I want you to give me. Here it is. They're indirect questions. Give them to me all together, please. The first one is, ¿te importaría repetir lo que acabas de decir? ¿Te importaría repetir lo que acabas de decir? That is number 1. Number 2. ¿Te importaría decirme dónde la oficina de coche, de alquiler de coche más cercano está? No sé cómo se dice en español. Donde se alquilan los coches. El sitio donde se alquilan coches. So, ¿te importaría? Number 2. ¿Te importaría decirme dónde está el sitio más cercano para alquilar coches? I'm thinking of things you would ask somebody. You know, phrases you would probably use when you're out and about. And when you're out and about is another way of saying when you're on the go. Cuando estás por ahí. Pero me gusta el out and about. ¿Por qué? Porque rima. Maybe you get as drunk as a skunk when you're out and about. Hey, I love those ones. But remember, you snooze, you lose. You rhymed that one in Spanish too. El que se fue a Sevilla perdió su silla. You snooze, you lose. Más pedo que Alfredo. He's as drunk as a skunk. You think you're the only funny ones? Huh? We like to be cute too. Graciosetes. All right, and this third one, I'm sorry, but this is a really tough one, and I know you guys will be able to pull it off. ¿Te importaría decirme cuánto se tarda en llegar a la estación de tren? So, ¿te importaría decirme cuánto se tarda en llegar a la estación de tren? You have 3 questions. They aren't necessarily simple questions, but they're questions you might need to know when you're out and about. Folks, we've got to go to our first commercial break. I can't believe it. Time really does fly. I hope you're learning. I hope you're laughing. And I hope you'll join us in part 2 of today's show with no name. So stick around. Hey, amigos. Welcome back. Welcome back to part 2 of today's show with no name on Vaughn Radio. You've got today's pop quiz, which we're going to take a look at in just a little bit. It's sponsored by This Book is the Milk 2, available at vaughntienda.com. That's our online bookshop. If you want more information about all our other initiatives, go to grupovaughn.com. Also, we've got a phone number if you'd like to give us a call on the horn. Por el teléfono, it's 911-385831. You can get some of your Christmas shopping done at the Vaughn Tienda. I know your friends here, your fellow show with no namers would really love one of the, well, I was going to say millions. It feels like we've got millions of different resources, but we really do have the gamut. ¿Te suena? La gama completa, the gamut. And if we don't have it, let us know. Many materials have come from that as well. We are always innovating, always looking to do things to evolve, evolucionar. Que tenía una alumna que me dijo, evolutionate. I'm like, what do you mean evolutionate? It's to evolve. And speaking of evolving and evolution, we've got 2 brand new shows. Have you heard them yet? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Vaughn Radio proudly presents 2 brand spanking new shows. You can join Ruby every weekday on her program Speak Up from 3 to 4 p.m. Speak Up is for students who are just getting started and superstars who want to go over the basics. Let Ruby guide you through the English experience on her new program Speak Up on Vaughn Radio from 3 to 4 p.m. And Frankly Speaking, hosted by Chris. This program will be on every evening from 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And in Frankly Speaking, Chris Frank will make you feel like you were at the restaurant or bar with him in a totally native conversation. Learn English as you have fun with Frankly Speaking. So make sure you check out our 2 latest programs. You're going to love them. Frankly Speaking with Chris from 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. and Speak Up with Ruby from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. I have a feeling, I have a hunch you're going to love these new programs. Exclusively on Vaughn Radio. Don't miss them. That's right, folks. Download the Vaughn Radio app and you can listen to those new programs. And now it's time to listen to the Say What soundbite. Yeah.
Say
Come
what?
on. Come 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 on.
On radio. On radio. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. Ah. On radio. On radio.
on radio. All right, amigos. This is where we get a little culture because we hear a bunch of different accents, many different situations. You'll get a little bit of everything over here. And we practice a lot of different skills. It's listening, it's summarizing, it's taking dictation, it's learning new vocabulary. And if you like the accent, you could even try and imitate what you hear. Some of them I wouldn't recommend, like Randy Savage. I wouldn't walk around saying, unbelievable. You're going to, people are going to run away. To run away. Weed. You know that one from many songs. Run away from the pain. Yeah. Janie's got a gun. And also, I want to get away. Fly away, run away. Same idea. Why do we always want to get away? And una escapada? How do we say that? A getaway, a weekend getaway. Right? Getaway es una palabra ahí. Todo junto. Getaway. Oh, man. Talking about getaways. I want to get away. I mean, that song, he nailed it. Because that's applicable at any time of the day, any season. Quiero volar. Who knows? The thing is, time, money, you need those resources to just get away, especially to fly away. All right, amigos, here's your Say What soundbite. You think it's going to be Lenny Kravitz? No. All right, well, here we go. Here it is for the first time.
The guy who made College Dropout thinks I have AIDS. So I went to the doctor. I actually got checked because I was like, maybe he's right. I don't know. I was like, I don't know. So my doctor told me I don't have AIDS. I just look like I have it.
All right. There you go, amigos. There you go. That's the first listen of the Say What soundbite. We'll see if you guys were able to. I think some of the words might be tough, but you get 4 chances. So here's your second listen of the Say What soundbite. Pay close attention and write down as much as you possibly can.
The guy who made College Dropout thinks I have AIDS. So I went to the doctor. I actually got checked because I was like, maybe he's right. I don't know. I was like, I don't know. So my doctor told me I don't have AIDS. I just look like I have it.
All right. There you go, folks. Let's see what you heard in that Say What soundbite. And we're going to go on over here to our online virtual classroom to see who's in the house. What's up? Show with no namers. There's David. David says, good morning, Alberto and mates. Good morning to you, sir. There's Born to Iron Man checking in, fichando. And he says, morning, friends. Morning to you, buddy. Marisol, glad you could make it. She says, good Thursday, everyone. It's gripping to listen to the show and read all of your comments. Put your hands up. You know what? There's a totally native for you. Gripping. Wow, really good word. Gripping. It's entertaining. It's exciting. Excellent word, Marisol. We are off to a good start. There's Fabio checking in from across the Atlantic, and he says, hello, good morning, fellows. I wish I were in Spain to attend the trivia night. Let's do our best. Great to have you, Fabio, and we wish you were here as well. To quote Pink Floyd, so you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain. Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail? A smile from a veil. Do you think you can tell? Hey, I've got to give myself an applause because nobody else is going to give it to me. Maria Ainoa, what's up, Maria Ainoa? I love it. You wrote a reggaeton song over here. I like este tema. I like este tema. Este tema I like. I like este tema. I like it mucho, mucho. I like it very mucho, este tema. I love it. I love it. I love it very mucho. Yeah, they're touche. I love it very mucho. Laura, there she is. Lovely Laura. She says, good morning, lovely show with no namers. And Laura, I got your email. Thank you so much. You are very thoughtful. Detallista, thoughtful. She says, I love the new section, Learn with Lara, and she's adorable and really smart. Well, I say so too, but I'm her dad, so my vote doesn't count. Thanks to you, she's learning English while having fun, just like us. Well, thank you, Laura, for your feedback, and I will pass it on to my daughter, as I said. Chris, there she is, our movie queen. She's the movie queen. She says, morning, Alberto and amazing classmates. It's been a hectic week, but I'm working on the question of the week. Bear with me. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll give you a totally native for that. Bear with me. Paciencia conmigo. Let's see. Chris also says, I see eye to eye with Laura. Are you so? Chris, you want another one? Really? Estoy de acuerdo. I see eye to eye with Laura. Lara is adorable and smart. And I love when she says, yeah. Yes. And I can't forget that con cuidadito. Yeah. Well, also listen for the poops in there in the future. And believe me, that's me. If not, we just talk about poop in every episode because that's the stage, la etapa, that she's in right now in her life. Again, I don't blame her. I've been there, done that. She's got to go through it, like, all those stages. There's Born to Iron Man. Speaking of stages, somebody who does a race in stages, in etapas. We've got Born to Iron Man taking a stab at today's polite, indirect questions. The first one, Born to Iron Man, says, would you mind telling me again what you just say? Would you mind telling me again what you just said? Right, lo que dijiste. So, not bad, but we gotta make an adjustment. Let's take a look at number 2. Would you mind telling me where the nearest rent-a-car place is? Perfect. Good job, Born to Iron Man. Okay, and the last one. Would you mind telling me what it takes to get to the train station? It's a correct question, but it's not the one I asked for. Because you're saying, ¿me puedes decir lo que se requiere para llegar ahí? And I said, ¿cuánto se tarda? So, but the second one's perfect and excellent effort nonetheless. Let's see. Chris Valrol, the first one, she says, would you mind repeating what you just said? And I am thoroughly impressed. And I'll tell you why. Because so many students I've heard say, would you mind to? Nope. A lo mejor te estás liando con would you like to, que es otra estructura. Would you like to have some cake? ¿Te gustaría tomar tarta? Would you mind giving me? ¿Te importaría? So different structures. Would you mind? Más ing. Would you like to? Es el infinitivo. Okay? So don't mix them up. But I see you guys are doing great there. Wonderful. All right. Chris says, number 2. Would you mind telling me where the nearest car rental is? Excellent. And let's see if she's going to go 3 for 3 over here. Number 3, would you mind telling me how long it takes to get to the train station? Does that sound right to you guys? Let me repeat it. Would you mind telling me how long it takes to get to the train station? Absolutely. Wow, Chris. You are ready to travel, ready to go. Let's see, Laura. Laura's taking a stab at it as well. And she says, would you mind repeating what you just said, please? Perfect. Oh my God, careful. Laura wants to get totally native here. Would you be so kind as to tell me where the nearest rent-a-car place is? Wow, 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 wow. You are all extremely polite, and I think it's lovely. I think it's lovely, jovely. Yes, I do. Born to Iron Man. Oh, I forgot the third one. Oh, did I forget? No. Yeah, no, we got to get the third one. I just assumed it was perfect, Laura. But I'm going to bet on you. I'm going to say it's perfect. She says, would you mind telling me how long it takes to get to the train station? Yes. Yes. Born to Iron Man says, bravo, double A, Pink Floyd. My daughter, I didn't tell you this. We went, maybe I told you. Well, we went to go see Kids Rock. I highly recommend it for families who love to rock. It's just an amazing event, and it sells out every time. So it's Kids Rock, and it's at Sala Galileo Galilei. We've gone twice already, and we're planning on going again, and it's amazing. And they do like little pieces, excerpts of songs, and they teach kids about music. And it's so much fun. It really is. And then they got to Pink Floyd The Wall, and they had the screen behind them with, some images and video, reel and stuff. And she saw The Wall. Pink Floyd. We don't need no education. We don't need no thoughts control. No dark sarcasm in the classroom. Hey, teacher, leave us kids alone. And she saw the image of his mother's arms, and he was seeing him sitting in the wall. And she's been asking for like 2 weeks, so in the wall, when did it come down? And she's obsessed with Pink Floyd The Wall, my daughter. So the Goonies, Pink Floyd The Wall, The Wizard of Oz. Man, this kid's deep. So let's see, Laura. Laura's said, I heard a stand-up comedian joking about the fact that he had to go to the doctors to get checked after a friend told him that he could have AIDS. He didn't have AIDS. He just looked like he had it. Perfect. Laura, excellent. Excellent summary over there. Wonderful job. Let's see. Fabio taking a crack at today's pop quiz. He says, would you mind repeating what you have said? Okay, careful. You got to put a question mark there, right? Or else we go right into the next one. I know it's early. I know. But remember, this is English class. So would you mind repeating what you have said? That's very British. The Americans, we would just use the simple past. Would you mind repeating what you've just said? But we would say what you just said. The next one, would you mind telling me where the nearest rent-a-car is? I'm going to give you an applause, but next time, I want punctuation. I know it's early. And the last one, would you mind how long it takes to arrive to the train station? So would you mind telling me? Here's what I want you guys to take from this lesson. Would you mind, más el gerundio? Would you mind telling me how far it is from here? Okay. And this way we're always like, I would never, ever just walk up to somebody in New York and just say, what time is it? It's actually kind of rude. So it would be much more common to say, do you know what time it is? All right. Well, folks, it's time for today's Spelling Bee.
Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee.
That's right, amigos. It is our spelling bee here on the show with no name. And before we get into it, I've got Chris Valrol participating here in our Say What soundbite. She says, I heard a comedian making a tongue-in-cheek comment. Wow, Chris, very impressive. Sarcástico. Piensa, metes como la risita esa. I heard a comedian making a tongue-in-cheek comment about something related to a medical appointment and AIDS, SIDA, but I can barely understand him. Well, don't worry, Chris. You're going to get another 2 chances. Speaking of 2 chances, this is your first chance to get today's spelling bee. Good luck. We've got some numbers in here. I want you to capitalize the first letter of each word. And here we go. The first one is DAVID space LIVINGSTONE. The second one is VICTORIA space FALLS. The next one is ZAMBIA dash ZIMBABWE. The fourth one is THUNDERING space SMOKE. The fifth one is BOILING space WATER. And the last one is 5,604 feet. And while you guys are thinking that through, I'm just here to remind you that we've got a new episode of FYI dropping tomorrow, and it's about Kellogg's. And I can guarantee right now, it's about so much more than just cereal. The story of this well-known, beloved breakfast brand starts with 2 brothers whose relationship faltered and finally had a falling out. A devout quack doctor set in his ways, and a younger brother who no longer wants to be under his brother's wing duke it out to see who will rule the roost in the surreal cereal realm. We'll dish out the crazy account of Kellogg's on this week's episode of FYI. Welcome to For Your Info.
Inglés.
You got it. That's right, folks. New episode drops every Friday, and it is on Kellogg's. And, you know, everybody knows the cereal, but the story about the brothers, and it's, whoa. As far as I'm concerned, en cuanto a mí, I think it's probably one of the most interesting episodes for me. You know, I've done hundreds now of episodes, and for me, I was just flabbergasted. I was like, atónito with the stories when I found out. The more I found out, the more my jaw dropped. Se me caía la mandíbula de what? So I hope you guys enjoy it. It's on Kellogg's, and obviously we'll take a look at all kinds of vocabulary associated with breakfast and all that jazz. All right, folks, I see nobody has been able to figure that out, so we're going to go with round 2 of today's spelling bee. I'm going to slow down considerably, and guys, I'm going to cross my fingers. I know somebody is going to get it. The first one is DAVID space LIVINGSTONE. The second one is VICTORIA space FALLS. The third one is ZAMBIA dash ZIMBABWE. The fourth one is THUNDERING UNDERING space SMOKE. The fifth one is BOILING space WATER. And the last one is a number, and that is 5,604 feet. So there you go, my amigos. Let's see if somebody was able to get these on the second go. But the thing is, right now, speaking of go, we've got to go to a quick commercial break. So we'll check that when we come back. Plus, we've got homophones. We've got Name That Movie. We've got tons of stuff to do in the second half of today's show. And I hope you guys join us. I hope you interact. And even when this show's over today at 12:30, well, you know what you've got? You've got Ximena Holiday. In fact, I spoke with her on the phone yesterday. Thanks, guys. She told me that you guys congratulated her on the Employee of the Month. All right, folks, we'll be right back with tons more Show with No Name. So, stick around. Nice job, amigos, and thanks for learning and laughing with us here every day on the Show with No Name. Newsflash. We interrupt our regularly scheduled program to bring you this breaking news. Attention all Show with No Namers. As of January 2024, the Show with No Name live stream will be available exclusively to my patrons. If you'd like to continue to watch the show daily and participate in real time, join us at patreon.com/Alberto Alonso. And what is Patreon, you may ask? Well, as many of you know, I've been teaching for over 20 years. I've taught all kinds of people, from famous folks to young kids. And with a background in acting, I love communication. I have a radio show that's been on the air for 15 years and a very successful podcast called FYI. I've also written 5 books and have appeared on numerous TV and radio programs. But the thing I'm most proud of is this curious community on Patreon that we are creating every day together. And I really think you should join us. For as little as €3 a month, you can have access to Show with No Name live stream daily. Every week you can get a bonus episode of FYI. Also PDFs so you can follow the podcast. And the moment you sign up, you'll have access to an archive of over 1,000 posts. You'll also get early access to all my content. And a new feature, a chat, so you can have direct access to me and your fellow students. And most of all, you'll be a part of a curious community of people just like you, English explorers. Consider joining us on Patreon for as little as €3 a month, and you'll get access to so many English resources. And I highly recommend you sign up for a yearly membership. This way you make a commitment and you'll also save 10%. And don't take my word for it. Just ask some of my interstellar students.
I've already improved my pronunciation, and as a consequence, I've gained a lot of confidence in my speaking. Thanks to our weekly review class and our monthly masterclass, where, by the way, to top it off, we have a lot of fun. In a nutshell, if you are willing to better your English, and much more, in a fun way, You won't regret it if you join us.
Alberto is a passionate teacher, an excellent communicator, and what I think is key, he's able to put himself in the student's shoes. He's always willing to help. You'll have access to a wide range of topic every week, bonus content, vocabulary receipts, weekly review classes, monthly master classes, and so on. I think it's much more than just learning English. So go to Patreon, have a look around, and give it a try.
Because it has helped me keep my English in check and just, improve my language skills in the most fun way, because his podcast is really, really, really entertaining and fun, and so are the classes that we have afterwards to revise and go over the vocabulary and just discuss interesting topics. So if you're considering becoming a Patreon, don't hesitate, because that's a great way to improve your English.
We now return you back to your regularly scheduled program. So what are you waiting for? Learn and laugh with us in our curious community over on patreon.com/Alberto Alonso. See you there. Hey amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to part 3, the second half of today's show with no name on Vaughn Radio. We've got so much to do here in the third and fourth part of the show, respectively. I hope you've learned a lot already, and that you are super driven, motivados. Well, I don't hope that. I know that. You guys are totally driven. In fact, I tell you many times, you guys are an inspiration to me. When I'm feeling down in the dumps, de bajón, hey, it happens to all of us. If you say it doesn't, you're lying. It's okay. It's okay to be down in the dumps. I even tell my daughter that now. She's like, I'm sad. I'm like, it's okay to be sad. We just can't stay sad. It's okay to be angry or upset. We just can't stay that way. It's just get over it. The same way, you're not happy you don't walk around because you're not always doing everything you want to do. And if you are, wow, I don't know. I was going to say I want your life, but I don't know. No challenges? Especially you guys. I know you love challenges. You're always hungry for a challenge. And I see we've got a lot of people who have risen to the challenge in today's Spelling Bee. For their effort, I didn't even check them yet, but for their effort, Chris Valrol, Laura, and Marisol, the ladies. All right. Wonderful job. Wow, you guys are on it. You're definitely on it today. Well, let's see how well you do in Homophones on the Show with No Name.
Homophones on the Show with No Name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the Show with No Name. The Show with No Name. Homophones on the Show with No Name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the Show with No Name. The Show with No Name. The Show with No Name. Show with No Name. Show it no, show it no, show it no, show it no.
Oh, wait, what's that? A foghorn? Oh, maybe our... Whoa. Oh, wow, guys. All right, well, obviously it's got something to do with boats, and today we're going to talk about big boats. The word we're looking for, the first word, I know you know it. The question is, do you know how to pronounce it? And the word has many, many meanings, but I'm sure the first one that pops into your mind is crucero, a big boat that you go on and you're not really going to a particular destination. You're just dándote un paseo a una velocidad moderada, que es el verbo, que es la palabra crucero también. And we'll take a look at that. So, circular a una velocidad constante, ¿no? Conducir, también es conducir, pero sin rumbo. You know, the whole idea behind it is nice and easy. You know, it's supposed to be enjoyable, right? Kind of like the show with no name. It's not always easy, especially lately. We've been having some triple troubles, and our spelling bee was quite challenging, at least the first round. And we'll take a look at that now because we've got a lot of people who have figured out the second round. But let's focus on homophones right now. So the first word, we'll take a look at it, of course, a little bit later, more in depth, but I don't want to give you any examples yet. But it's crucero, it's también ir de caza, de ligar. All right? And again, we'll take a look at it. The second one is the plural of the word tripulación o equipo. So, tienen diferentes tripulaciones, tienen diferentes equipos. También es pandilla. Yo tengo diferentes pandillas en Estados Unidos, and I don't mean gangs like gangbangers or anything like that. No. I'm talking about, mi pandilla, mi chupi pandi. I heard that one, but that one, I don't know. It sounds weird to me, the chupi pandi. I don't know what's going on there. I'm not a big fan of that one. All right, so the first word, crucero, mover a una velocidad constante, ir de caza, and the second one is tripulaciones, equipos. What are those two words? And do the two words sound exactly the same or not? And please don't tell me it's cruis, because no. I know you know that, right? Okay, all right, good. All right, also, let me give you today's Say What soundbite. This is the Say What soundbite for, oh my God, the third time already? Oh my goodness. Here we go. Pay attention and jot this down.
The guy who made College Dropout thinks I have AIDS. So I went to the doctor. I actually got checked because I was like, maybe he's right. I don't know. I was like, I don't know. So my doctor told me I don't have AIDS. I just look like I have it.
All right, there we go, my amigos. There we go. That's the third listen, and hopefully somebody will be able to get it before the end of today's show. All right, let's take a look at our homophones. I've given you some time to think it through, darle una vueltita, and let's see what we've come up with over here. Chris Valrol is the first one to participate. And Chris, those are the correct words, so great job. And she says, I'd say they're homophones. So Chris is pretty sure they're homophones based on your structure, your choice of words. All right, anybody else? Anybody else want to take a stab at it? Is Chris the only one who's here right now live with us that wants to take a stab at it or knows? Is it because you guys don't know it, or you're afraid that if you make a mistake, I'll give you the good old Born to Iron Man? He says they don't sound. Oh, now this is what I like. I like it when things get interesting. All right. So Chris says, I would say they're homophones. Born to Iron Man says they don't sound alike. You know how we sort this out? Fair and square? How do you say fair and square? Legalmente, sin trampa. Fair and square. Great expression. Oh, Laura's participating. She says the two words are and I would say they sound alike, unless the S sound at the end is different. All right. Well, here we go, folks. The first word is cruise. Cruise. Okay, we're going on a cruise. I've never been on a cruise. By the way, there's an FYI episode on cruises. It was fascinating for me because the only thing it did is made me want to go on a cruise even more. So I guess, and in fact, the last episode that came out last Friday, I was in class with my students yesterday, and each and every one of them, whether they had been there or not, said, I want to go back to the Grand Canyon, or I want to go to the Grand Canyon. I'm like, oh, that means the episode really took you there and really made it exciting. So that's wonderful news, folks. If you want to feel like you're going on a cruise, and even though we're, getting to winter now, well, you can listen to that cruise episode and just for a moment, listen to the waves, because you'll hear some waves. I put sound effects in and things. And just for 1 second, you can just imagine that your toes are in the sand. And if you live on the beach, well, I'm not jealous of you at all. No, I'm not jealous. I'm not a jealous guy. So, all right. So the first one, cruise. Now, careful. If we're talking about plurales, we talked about cruises. Ya es dos sílabas. So say the singular, cruise. We're going on apréndetelo con to go on. So we're going on a cruise. Did you go on a cruise? Yeah, we went on a cruise. I always say learn it in its natural habitat. We're going on a cruise. And who's going to be there? Well, you'll have the passengers, and then they have 3 different crews. Do they sound the same? So they'll have 3 different crews on the cruise. Tendrán 3 diferentes tripulaciones. I'll say it again. They'll have 3 different crews on the cruise. They are homophones. Yes! Nice job. And the second one, too, it can be tripulación, the crew, the cabin crew, but also my crew, mis colegas. Oh, in New York, when I go home, I like to talk to my crew, right? I like to talk to my crew. I see my crew. We hang out. And cruise, the other one, as I said, is here, I'll give it to you in context. When I was younger, I had different crews, and we would go out and cruise. Yeah, buscar chicas. And remember, cruise control, no, en el coche cuando se mantiene la velocidad, cruise control. You know, it was invented by a blind man. Well, if you had listened to the FYI episode on cars, you would know that. All right, let's see. Chris Valrol also says, days ago, I wondered if Tom Cruise and Penelope Cruz were homophones. Yes, great question and very funny observation. It is. They are. It's weren't they a couple too? No, I don't know anything about gossip, but I think they were even a couple, weren't they? So, yes, in English, we say Penelope Cruz and Tom Cruise. So they were married before they were even married, if you don't see it, the names written. All right, wonderful. I love those little things too, Chris, those little intricacies, if you will, or nuances in the language. All right, let's take a look at our spelling bee over here. It looks like so many people got it, so wonderful job. The first person to get it was Chris Valrol, also Laura and Marisol on fire today. And what were these words? Well, today in 1855, in the year 1855, a man named David Livingstone, okay, his name's David Livingstone, Piedra Viviente, right? Well, why is this guy, does anybody recognize his name? Does his name ring a bell? Well, David Livingstone was the first European to see Victoria Falls. Victoria Falls in what is now Zambia, Zimbabwe. Pardon my ignorance here. I don't know much about it. I know it's gorgeous, but I don't know very much about Victoria Falls. It's also, if I'm not mistaken, Victoria Falls is, Chris, you'll know this. Victoria Falls is the one in the movie Up. Is that the one that they tried to go to in Up? Well, either way, David Livingstone, imagine that, you know, because all right, I was the first one to get a Tesla. I was the first one, but the first one to see one of the most amazing waterfalls on this planet. I mean, you've got the one down in Latin America. You've got this one. You've got Niagara, but I mean, this is top 3. And I'm not talking about size here, but I am talking about popularity. Okay. Oh, there it is. Well, I'm sure Victoria Falls sounds a lot crazier than that, you know? And there's actually an FYI episode on Niagara Falls. So if you haven't listened to that one, give it a listen. So David Livingstone was the first one. And number 2 was Victoria Falls, the name of the famous waterfalls. Number 3 was Zambia-Zimbabwe, which is where it's located. Number 4 is Thundering Smoke. And thundering, I think you know what thunder is. Can you feel the thunder? Thunder. Thundering Smoke. That's one of its nicknames. I mean, obviously translated into English. So thunder, here's how I described it to my daughter. Thunder is the sound. It's what we hear, right? And lightning is what we see. Grease lightning, go grease lightning, it's supreme, just a dream. Oh, grease lightning. You'll hear it in so many songs. Thunderstruck, right? Bring the thunder, thunder. So many songs, right? It's like thunder, lightning. The way you love me, it's frightening. You better knock on wood, baby. We're in a sing-song mood today, folks. You can tell it's not Monday. So Thundering Smoke, another name it has is boiling water. So obviously it's very hot, or it looks like it's boiling. I think that's why. Parece que está hirviendo. It's boiling. And the last one was 5,604 feet, que se escribe 5,604 espacio FT, feet. And in meters, that's 1,708 meters there. And that's how high Victoria Falls is. So there you go, folks. I don't know. Have any of you been to this amazing place? I know we've all been there in the movie Up. And speaking of movies, I think it's a great segue for Name That Movie. Name That Movie. That's right, amigos. That's right. It's Name That Movie, only on the show with no name. And let's see if you guys recognize today's movie. As always, we'll learn some English from the dialogue, from the synopsis, and I'll tell you some behind-the-scenes stuff as well. The alumni cast of a space opera television series have to play their roles as the real thing when an alien race needs their help. However, they also have to defend both Earth and the alien race from a reptilian warlord. Wow. That sounds pretty exciting, I gotta say. So the alumni cast. An alumni means that you used to be a student there. So, for example, at my university, I'm in the Alumni Association. So, because it's a false friend. Because if you're in school, then you're a student, right? But once you graduate, you are alumnus, plural alumni. You're part of the alumni. And we also say the Latin word, my alma mater, my alma mater. So, if you want to learn more about that, there's an FYI episode on colleges, on universities in the United States. So the alumni cast es el reparto. También es una escayola, eh? The alumni cast of a space opera television series. Careful with this word. The word series siempre es plural, aunque hables de uno o 20. Sopranos is my favorite series. And I watch all kinds of different series. Da igual, siempre se pronuncia igual. And they have to play their roles, sus papeles, as the real thing when an alien race, vamos a pronunciar esa juntos, alien, no alien, alien race needs their help. However, sin embargo, They also have to defend both Earth and the alien race from a reptilian warlord. And let's pronounce that word too, Earth. The word is Earth. I've heard it mispronounced many times. And a warlord, well, it's one of these, I think of these guerrillas down in, in different countries, who, they're there just to to shake things up. Shake things up can be a bad thing and a good thing. To shake things up is remover la cosa. Oh, well, we added some new sections to shake things up. But they've been shaking things up in that country is, como revoltijo, no? So context, always listen. Paying attention is one of the greatest things you can do when you're, not familiar with the language, right? And not being in your head, lo voy a decir bien, es took, take, or took it. You're totally out of the conversation. So pay attention. It's such a great tool. Get out of your head. This is how I sum it up. Get out of your head and get into a conversation. All right, we've got a winner over here. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your classmate, Chris Valrol. She got it. It's Galaxy Quest. Cruzada de la Galaxia. Galaxy Quest. And this is, I've got to say, this is an awesome movie. Tim Allen. Now, if you guys know Tim Allen, he was in the popular show Home Improvement. And I think his claim to fame now, the thing that's made him like an icon forever, he voices Buzz Lightyear in the original Toy Story movies. So Tim Allen, comedian. I've always been a fan of Tim Allen's. And he wasn't that big yet when they were filming this movie. And he was working with Sigourney Weaver, who was a superstar. And he's a huge alien buff. And I don't mean aliens, well, maybe UFOs, but the movie, Ridley Scott, Alien, the 1979 movie. So he was kind of that annoying fanboy with Sigourney Weaver. And he even got her to sign some of his alien memorabilia between takes. Imagine that. So you've got, Sigourney Weaver, totally, focused. The director's like, and action. And she's like, oh, I'll kill you. And okay, cut. We got it. Great job. And he's like, excuse me, Sigourney. Excuse me, just 1 second. Could you just sign this special effect, this makeup thing from Aliens, this latex. And she was just like, what? And finally, she did. And one time she even joked with him and she wrote on it, stolen, robado, mangado, by Tim Allen. Love, Sigourney Weaver. He wasn't too happy about that, by the way. But I thought also, like, you got to maintain a little professionalism there. I know you're starstruck. La palabra es starstruck. Que te quedas como, oh my God, that's Tim Allen. Oh my God, that's Tim Allen. Now, this film also went down in history, not just for having a really cool cast, but also because they were, it was one of the first movies to have its own website. Now it's very common. It's like, theorphan.com, and there you can get, find out about the movie, download trailers, get the, iPhone skins. I don't know what the hell they're called anymore. So let's take a look at the scene from Galaxy Quest. Again, this is a comedy, and man, I have fond memories of it. So the crew, mira la palabra crew, ahí lo tenemos. The crew is on a shuttle, transbordador. También es lanzadera. Think of it, something that takes you from one place to another. It shuttles you, también es el verbo. O sea, mover, trasladar gente is to shuttle people. I love when things make sense like that. So the crew is on a shuttle, descending to an alien planet. And then Guy Fleegman says, I changed my mind. I want to go back. Cambié de opinión. You can say I changed my opinion, pero es mucha palabra. Es una frase hecha y cerrada. I changed my mind. I want to go back. Quiero volver. And Sir Alexander says, after the fuss, el pollo, after the fuss you made to make a fuss, montar un pollo, about getting left behind? Sobre que te hemos dejado atrás? And Guy says, yeah, but that's when I thought I was the crewman that stays on the ship. And something is up there, and it kills me. But now I'm thinking I'm the guy who gets killed by some monster 5 minutes after we land on the planet. And Jason says, you're not going to die on the planet, Guy. And Guy says, I'm not? He says, then what's my last name? And Jason says, it's, I don't know. And Guy says, nobody knows. Do you know why? Because my character isn't important enough for a last name. Because I'm going to die 5 minutes in. 5 minutos después de que empieza la escena. And Gwen says, Guy, you have a last name. Tienes apellido. And Guy says, do I? Do I? For all I know, I'm crewman number 6. Mommy, mommy. And then Sir Alexander says, a phrase we looked at yesterday. You remember it? ¿Cuánto queda? ¿Falta mucho? In English, we say, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Well, I don't know, folks, but I can tell you where we have arrived. We have arrived at our final commercial break. I can't believe it. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we've got Double Trouble. We've got Name That Lyric, famous birthdays, jokes. Oh, man, we've got a lot of stuff to cover, and we're going to have tons of fun. And right after the show, you can join the party with Ximena Holiday in Test Your English. All that and much more when we come back. So, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to this, the fourth and final part of today's show with no name on Vaughn Radio. And don't forget to download our free app wherever you listen to your favorite programs. Well, wherever you download your favorite apps. You can also listen to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Eso es lo que quería decir. So you got lots of options. You can tune in live on the Vaughn Radio app. Also, you've got us wherever you listen to podcasts, and you've got FYI as well. And don't forget to follow my good friend Tosh Pasqua on her new venture, su nuevo proyecto. And that is Back to Basics 2.0. Again, you can find it wherever you find your Vaughn podcasts. And if you have the app, well, you can just tune in wherever you are, whether you're on the subway or perhaps you're in the car and you're like, man, I never get any reception here. Because there are places in Madrid. Remember, Madrid's kind of, there are some hills. So there are some places where, man, no matter what you do, the antennas don't reach there. So the best way to make sure you never miss your favorite episodes of Vaughn Radio is to download our free app. It's available on Apple, at the Apple Store, or you've got it at the Google Play, if I'm not mistaken, for all you Android users. And I recruited my brother-in-law to help me with the jingle. Oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. And the answer to today's Double Trouble Challenge is...
Otra vez. Mira que me encanta Vaughan Radio. Es una radio súper útil y variada. No solo aprendo inglés, sino que también aprendo un montón de curiosidades con Richard, Ruby, Kyle and Company. Lo único es que de repente la recepción la pierdo en el coche y me frustra un montón, porque estoy súper enganchado a esta radio.
No te frustres, Lucas.
¿Me oyes?
Claro que sí, te escuchamos. No te pierdas ni un minuto más de tus programas favoritos de Vaughan Radio con nuestra app gratuita. Solo tienes que buscar Vaughan Radio en donde te descargas tus apps favoritos. Y ¡voilà! Ya estás conectado a Vaughan 24/7, 365.
Vaya. Ostras, no sabía que existía la app. Me la voy a descargar ahora mismo. Muchas gracias. Thank you.
De nada. Hasta luego, Lucas. Acuérdate, además puedes descargar tus English Classes diarios de Vaughan Radio en todas las plataformas de podcast. Never miss a beat with the Vaughn Radio app. That's right, folks, Vaughn Radio app. And right now it's time for Double Trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right, amigos. It is Double Trouble, only on the show with no name. And I think this is going to be an easy one, but we shall see. Ahora lo veremos. Here we go. ¿Viste la estrella fugaz que voló sobre nosotros mientras rodeábamos la escena? I'll start again. ¿Viste la estrella fugaz que voló? I changed my mind of how I wanted to say it in Spanish. Que voló sobre nosotros mientras rodeábamos la escena. ¿Viste? It's a question. ¿Viste la estrella fugaz que voló sobre nosotros mientras rodeábamos la escena? Sounds like a magical scene there, if that really happened. Bueno, ya te he dado la escena. Also, let me give you today's Say What soundbite for the fourth and final time. Please write down what you hear.
The guy who made College Dropout thinks I have AIDS. So I went to the doctor. I actually got checked because I was like, maybe he's right. I don't know. I was like, I don't know. So a doctor told me I don't have AIDS. I just look like I have it.
All right. There we go, folks. Hopefully somebody will be able to get it all down. If not, we will take a look at it shortly. It's a very famous comedian, as many of you guys said. The guy in the last 5 years has really, gone from an unknown to somebody that many people are talking about, and even people who don't follow his comedy. Well, when you date Ariana Grande, one of the most beautiful women, I think, Ariana Grande, I know, we say Grande. Ariana Grande, when you date her, people talk about you. And I think Kardashian, I don't know, but man, the guy, I guess it proves that having a sense of humor, because he's not the most handsome guy in the world, I don't think. But having a sense of humor goes a long way, because you just got to look at this guy's track record. Su record. Oh, my God. Holy cow. All right, let's take a look over here. Laura taking a stab at today's Double Trouble. ¿Viste la estrella fugaz que voló sobre nosotros mientras rodeábamos la escena? She says, Did you see the shooting star that flew over us while we were shooting? Yes. Shooting star, you're my lucky star. A shooting, we say uno que dispara. It shoots across the sky. It's a shooting star. We also say this too for somebody who's, really un crack. Oh man, that kid's a shooting star. Keep an eye on him. He's a shooting star. So it's not just used in the astronomical sense, right? When we talk about astronomy. So great job, Laura. A shooting star. And when we were shooting, cuando estábamos rodando. Great. Chris says, did you see the shooting star which flew over us while we were shooting? All right. Since you did such a great job. How would you say this? I'm giving you a bonus. La belleza es fugaz. Externa. Interna no. Right? So, la belleza es fugaz. And it's not shooting. That's why we're looking at it. Does anybody want to take a stab at that? Shooting star. But fugaz, like something that's just there for a second and then, you got to really enjoy it. Decimos, no, la juventud. Use your own example if you'd like. Right? Es fugaz. I think we've looked at the word before. Well, either way, folks, let's tell you a little bit about Oxford English while you're trying to figure that one out. ¿Qué tiene que ver la Universidad de Oxford con Vaughan? Pues muchísimo. Es una alegría anunciar que Vaughan ha sido certificado como centro examinador de Oxford Test of English. A partir del próximo mes de marzo 2023, podrás hacer los exámenes de Oxford Test of English en los centros de Vaughan. Si quieres más información sobre esta iniciativa de Vaughan y Oxford, puedes ver más en nuestra página web, grupovaughan.com. O bien síguenos en redes sociales para más información. Oxford Test of English con Vaughan.
Brilliant!
All right, excellent. Oxford Test of English. Now you can do it at any of our Vaughan centers. Again, follow us on social media or stop by our website, grupovaughan.com. And the ladies have it again. Wow, Chris and Laura. Beauty is fleeting. Beauty is fleeting. Excellent job. Chris put beauty is brief. Yeah, but this one, I would use brief in a different sense. So listen, I don't have a lot of time. I'm going to be brief. I would use it more in that way. Fleeting is more the correct one in this case. So excellent job. Wow. Unstoppable. All right. And Laura says, I'm missing the first sentence. Well, you know what, Laura? You gave it the old college try. Has intentado. And I'm talking about the Say What soundbite. But right now, it's time to move on to You're Joking.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar.
You're joking. That's right, folks. That's right. You're joking. Only on the Show with No Name. That's another thing you guys should do. Check out some of the top 10 comedy sketches in English. Check out that kind of stuff because you don't only learn vocabulary, but you get our sense of humor. You learn, different accents, for example. Like if you listen to Bill Burr, he's a very popular comedian these days in the States. Bill Burr. He's from Boston, so he talks a lot different than Richard Vaughn, for example. So interesting to hear that. Also, you've got a lot of different accounts that you can follow that tell jokes. You can follow accounts that are puns on Twitter, on Instagram, wherever you do your social media stuff. All right, let's see if you get my jokes that I've brought to you today. I'm serving them up for you, and I hope you enjoy them. Last week, I didn't tell you guys about this, huh? Last week, I attended a lecture on Halley's Comet, the famous comet. Ojo con esta palabra. Una cometa que volamos como niños. That's a kite. Mary Poppins, let's go fly a kite up to the highest heights. So I'm talking about a comet. So last week I attended a lecture, a very fascinating lecture, I guess. The only problem is this lecture on Halley's Comet went completely over my head. Come on, you know this expression, guys. I expect you to know this one. Last week, I attended a lecture, una charla, on Halley's Comet, but it went completely over my head. No me enteré de nada. La cometa voló sobre mi cabeza. All right, I thought it was funny. It went over my head. It's a great expression to know if you haven't used it. It's not just with jokes. Like somebody explains something to you and, you're like, I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? It went over my head. No lo capté. No lo pillé. It's a very totally native way of saying this. All right, let's take a look at this next one over here. I never shared this with you guys, but I've got my opinions about space and just in general the cosmos. And in my opinion, IMO, in my opinion, Orion's belt is a huge waste of space. No. No. Orion. How do you say that? Orion's belt, su cinturón, is a huge waste of space. I love this one. No? All right, so Orion's belt, when you look up and you see the different constellations, and Orion's belt. And you might call it something different in Spanish. So Orion's belt is a huge waste of space. So a waste of space es algo que ocupa sitio y no es útil, no sirve de nada. So if somebody tells you you're a waste of space, estás ocupando aire y sitio, like no vales para nada. And that word is waste, como desperdiciar. W-A-S-T-E. You're a waste of space. Okay, this piano is a waste of space. Nobody uses it. No sirve de nada ahí. No tiene su uso. But also, Orion's belt, where do you wear a belt? You wear it around your waist, en tu cintura. And so Orion's belt is a huge waist, una gran cintura of space, del espacio. It's not the same to be a waste of space, W-A-S-T-E, which is the negative one, than a waste. It's not negative. It's your waist. It's part of your body of space. Oh, and just a quick reminder. We don't say Elon Musk is going to the space. El espacio para nosotros es space, sin artículo. All right, the next one. Not everyone can pull off wearing a spacesuit. Let's be honest, okay? Not everybody can pull it off. To pull it off es lograr que le quede bien, right? So if you can pull it off, I'd wear it, but I don't know. It's not really stylish. Bell bottoms, whatever. You can use your own example. So not everyone can pull off wearing a spacesuit, un traje de espacial. But I decided I'm going to rock it. No. A rocket es un cohete. I decided I'm going to rock it. Voy a cohete, which doesn't really mean anything. But I'm going to rock it means also I'm going to wear it. Llevarlo puesto. Hey, man, you've been rocking that hat a lot lately. Es una forma muy nativa de decir llevar puesto, ¿no? Sporting it or rocking it. Son dos formas de decir wearing, pero totalmente nativos. So you get it? Not everybody can pull off wearing a spacesuit, but I'm going to rock it. Lo voy a llevar yo. Voy a llevarlo bien. Oh, and I forgot to tell you. I told you before, my daughter's obsessed with The Wall. Pink Floyd, The Wall. And, well, another thing that Pink Floyd talks about is space. You know, Dark Side of the Moon and all of that. So now my kid is obsessed with The Wall and with the moon. I'm hoping it's just a phase. I used this one before, right? I said she's just going through a phase talking about poop. You get it? So my kid is obsessed with the moon. Está obsesionada ahora con la luna. I'm hoping it's just a phase. Una fase de la luna, una fase de su vida. All right, last one, I promise, and then we've got to move on. Why does the moon need money? ¿Por qué necesita dinero la luna? Why does the moon need money? Because it's on its last quarter. No. The moon, the crescent moon, you know, the quarters of the moon, it comes in quarters, right? Los cuartos, we say in English. But also a quarter is 25 cents, 25 céntimos, la moneda. So why does the moon need money? ¿Por qué necesita dinero? Because it's on its last quarter. Solo le queda su último cuarto. Solo le queda su último moneda de 25 céntimos. I hope you guys enjoyed those jokes and you found them out of this world. We've got to move on, though, because it's time for famous birthday trivia.
Birthdays for you. Birthdays for me. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Birthdays for him. Birthdays for her. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. That's right. It's famous birthday trivia, and we're going to go quick here. We've got to be brief, to use the word Chris gave us before. The first person was born in 1964. Where's she from? Canada. She's Canadian. What does she do? She's a singer, songwriter, and pianist. Well, what genres does she work in? Well, usually jazz. Kind of easy listening and jazz. What else can I tell you about her? She was married to another very good musician. In fact, they were one of those famous musician couples, Elvis Costello, not Elvis Presley. And she sold more than 15 million albums worldwide. One of the best-selling artists of her time and the second greatest jazz artist of the decade, according to Billboard magazine. So if you like jazz and all that jazz, y todo eso. Okay. Number one. Number two, she was born in 1972, an American actress and singer. She was in Galaxy Quest, today's Name That Movie, Bringing Down the House in 2003, Dodgeball, the true underdog story with the guys from South Park, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, The Artist, Gone Girl. I mean, she's been in some really good movies here, to be honest. And last but not least, an American comedian and actor who was on SNL, Saturday Night Live, for 8 seasons from 2014 to 2022. And goofy guy, goofy, but he has dated some of the hottest, y hot no es caliente, hot es todo buena, hottest girls out there, at least in the public eye. All right, we've got a winner. Chris Valrol, nice job. Number 1 is Diana Krall. Diana Krall. Number 2. So it's funny, their last name, even though it doesn't sound like that. Diana Krall, gatear. All right, no sé, se escribe C-R-A-W-L, pero se pronuncia igual. Diana Krall. The next one, Missy Pyle. Missy, pilas, amontonar. Ahora, no se escribe igual, pero si no lo ves escrito, sounds the same. And last but not least, Pete Davidson. And that'll bring us over to today's Say What soundbite. This is Pete Davidson criticizing Kanye West. Because Kanye, they had beef, a public beef, una guerrita de estas. And I think Kanye West said something to the effect of, he looks like he's got AIDS, or he's got AIDS, because now he was with Kim Kardashian. You know, the whole thing. I don't know the whole story, but some drama. And I could care less because it has nothing to do with my life. But it's something like that, just to put you, in the scene here. So he's on stage and he goes, the guy who made College Dropout thinks I have AIDS. Now, that's why that first one was really difficult. Laura made an effort. College Dropout is a very successful album by Kanye West. So the guy who made College Dropout thinks I have AIDS. Cree que yo tengo SIDA. El que ha hecho este disco. He's like, que no tiene ninguna licencia médica. He goes, I went to the doctor. He goes, I actually got checked. Me dieron una revisión. Because I was like, well, maybe he's right. I don't know. Quizá tenga razón, no sé. So my doctor told me I don't have AIDS. I just look like I have it. Solo parezca que lo tengo. Well, at least he laughs at himself. Here he is, Pete Davidson.
The guy who made College Dropout thinks I have AIDS. So I went to the doctor. I actually got checked because I was like, maybe he's right. I don't know. I was like, I don't know. So my doctor told me I don't have AIDS. I just look like I have it.
All right, there we go, folks. And we don't have time. I'm not going to put on the jingle. We're just going to go right into today's Name That Lyric. Thank you so much to all of you who are here today and every day. Those of you who participate live, those of you who don't, but you're here every day, thank you to you as well for being here. It's an absolute pleasure to spend this time with you. And I'll dedicate this song to you guys. It's Diana Krall, The Look of Love. Esa mirada de amor. The look of love is in your eyes, a look your smile can't disguise, que no puede ocultar. The look of love, it's saying so much more than just words could ever say. And what my heart has heard, well, it takes my breath away. Hey, how many songs have I sung today? Well, I think at least 10. Well, I want you guys. It's your turn. I want you to sing with me. So look up the lyrics. It's Birthday Girl, Diana Krall, and the song is called The Look of Love. And again, thank you so much, guys. You did a wonderful job today and every day. Stay tuned. Up next, you've got Ximena Holiday and Test Your English, and you're not going to want to miss her amazing program. Hasta mañana, amigos. Yeah. It's like from a movie, isn't it?